What you break, Kev? You broke something already?
No.
You broke something?
I ain't break nothing.
I know what it is. He asserting his dominance over me right now.
See?
He gonna make me sit and wait. So
everybody in this room, do not listen to this guy. He's acting right now.
He's asserting his dominance.
He is acting right now. Yo, this guy is acting right now. Pioneer Nation boy, Cosmic Strictly Skills Kev. Oh, man.
Listen.
We got William H. Bonnie in the building. That's what I'm going to call William H. Bonnie. What's going on, Will Smith? What's up, Will?
Man, what is the deal, Kev?
Welcome back home.
Man, listen, this has been a, wild, beautiful couple days, man.
Yo, listen, I'm going to tell you, I was on my way down West Philly yesterday, and they stopped me. They said, listen, Will has the key. You got to get the key from him to come down. I was like, yo, I know that guy, but I couldn't get to you.
I'll let you use the key, you know.
You let me borrow it?
Yeah,
you let me borrow the Bentley too, all that?
If you need to get across the bridge of Will Smith Way, you know, I can let you use the, the key.
It's the Will Way.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Man, let's talk about the album.
Yes,
based
sir.
on a true story.
Based on a true story.
Man, listen. You've been quiet for a while.
Yeah, man.
What made you, I want to get into this. What made you just say, look, I'm coming back. I'm great. Drop joints. What got you into the spirit?
So it's, the last couple of years I've been really, introspective. Like I went and sat down for a minute after the Oscars. Just kind of took a look, and it's probably about 12 months of deep reflection and introspection. I could tell that I was on the verge of some kind of breakthrough in my life, in my mind, in my spirit. And as I started to really look at those parts of myself that weren't deemed acceptable, there was a constellation of ideas that were Will Smith,
right?
That things I was allowed to be, and then there were other things that I had deemed, despicable about myself. So as I started to look at those things and open up to the deep reality of my truth, and I just discovered a whole new creative well. When I stopped ignoring my fear, that was one of the things that was central for me. I was always scared. Scared
You
all the
scared?
time. Yeah, man.
You didn't look that way in Ali.
I didn't look that.
You
Yeah,
didn't look
exactly.
like that.
Actually, they call that acting. No, but it's probably about 5 years ago is when I started you might have seen, he was like, what the hell is Will doing, swimming with sharks and jumping out of helicopters and stuff?
WPS.
Hey, Charlie Mack, your boy losing it. Your boy losing it in L.A.
That's WPS.
Yeah.
That's white people shit.
Right.
That's white people shit. No disrespect to anybody that's white, but that's white people shit.
No, but what happened is I started I wanted to have a face-to-face relationship with my fear. I didn't want to be scared. Even though I would use my fear to get on the treadmill and I would use my fear to work, it was I just wanted to start confronting those parts of myself that I had ignored. And then in the last couple of years, as I started really not being scared of myself, not being scared of what was true and authentic for me, all of a sudden a well popped open. I discovered a whole new place of creativity and whole new ideas and new thoughts. And then it started to spill out into music.
Engine got started.
The engine got started again. From a new place.
Exactly.
It's it felt like there was a secret bookshelf in my interior house. And I pushed the bookshelf, and I had lived there for 50 years, and then all of a sudden there was this whole other part of the house that I didn't even know was there. And I started making music from that space.
Now, on this album, I see a lot of collaborations.
Yep.
Big Sean.
Tiana
Taylor.
Yeah,
Tiana Taylor.
Yep.
Russ, Jaden, Jaden.
Yep.
Mr. Icon.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I used to love that. His son's record,
that
Icon.
dude, yeah.
That joint was fire.
Yeah.
And Friday, that process, did you handpick these collabs, or did somebody, your A&R, or how did it work,
No, it was really, I was just, all of these songs are really specific for me, right? So I'm not just throwing tracks out. There were things I wanted to say, Beautiful Scars. That was an idea I wanted to talk about. You Can Make It was a number one. We had a number one gospel record. And that wasn't even really the attempt. Work of art, So these were specific ideas. So I would meet with people and sit and talk. And, I wasn't even meeting with multiple people. There would be one person. I wanted Russ specifically for Work of Art, right? So I wanted Big Sean specifically for Beautiful Scars. And it was people that I knew got it.
Gotcha.
It was people that had experienced enough. I knew Russ had suffered enough to understand the idea. I knew Big Sean because we had been having conversations. And so it was people that I know have things they want to say that are trying to figure out how to say them and how to be honest about them in the world.
Listen, let's get
like you, because when I look at you, I know that I know you got movie star dreams. I can tell by your glasses.
See, here we
and
go.
You want to ask me? You want to ask me for a spot?
You're not interviewing me.
I'm just saying, I can tell. You want to ask me for a spot in the next Bad Boys. I know you auditioning. You should just say it. You should just say it.
This guy is still the same way since the 80s. I can't.
Just say it. You want it to be me, you and Martin.
Listen.
I can tell.
No. Listen, don't believe that. You killing me. And people don't know this guy is a prankster. You think that a lot of comedians got jokes. This guy, I know personally, you don't want to joke with this guy. You really don't. I don't want any problems. Speaking of acting, man, you have done so many classical movies, so epic, into epic proportions. One of my most favorite movies, mine, because everybody got their picks, is Enemy of the State.
Yeah,
right?
man.
I love that movie.
Yes. It was so way ahead of its time, too. Like, people didn't even realize that was real.
We realize it now.
Yeah.
We realize it now. We realize it now.
Yeah.
The passing of Gene Hackman, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I know when you got the news.
Yeah. It's really... whenever something like that happens, when you start losing the elders, and Quincy Jones also, passed a couple of months ago, right? So, that's my OGs, right? So you start to realize, oh shoot, I'm the OG now, right? And what Gene Hackman was for me. We had a beautiful working relationship, and he was one of those people that he wants you to win, right? When you're sitting across from him in the scene, he's smashing on you,
right?
But he's smashing on you so you get your game right. And it's like you have those people that just want you to win. It was like that with Quincy. Like he wanted me to win, so as I'm losing my elders in that way, it's a fire lit under me now to make sure that I am as reliable and valuable an elder as for the next generation as they were for me.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something, right? You came in an era of when rappers weren't accepted as actors.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna keep it real, Kev. You wouldn't have been allowed to be on the radio back then.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm barely holding on by a string now. I'm holding on. I'm like, hold up.
Yo, it was not allowed.
So, I mean, during that time, man, and you don't have to mention any names, but did you ever run into an issue like you coming on set and you may have somebody that's a big actor, they say, oh man, they just let him on because he's just popular in rap or he's got Grammys. And how did you absorb that negativity, and did that negativity turn around? Did they get you respect? At a certain point. I'm sorry. Yeah,
for me, it's like that was real. Especially when I moved into acting, because it was like they started giving the acting jobs to rappers because rappers could bring You know, you could put butts in the seats.
Right.
You know,
asses in the seats.
Okay, yeah, you know, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I didn't know what's up with me. Shit, I'd let it rip if you want.
Let it go, baby. Let it go.
One thing you know about me, you know, I will let it rip.
Oh yeah, we know.
That's no longer a secret.
Hey, this is not views of DJ Cosmic Kev.
The views expressed by Will Smith are not necessarily the views of Cosmic Kev or iHeartRadio. But no, man, it's like, you know, that's everything with everybody. Like, you got to prove it. Like, no, you know, in all fields, like, you know, you're Cosmic Kev, you know, a Philadelphia fixture, but you still got to prove it. They're going to make you prove it. Mm-hmm. Nobody's just going to hand it to you.
Exactly.
You know, so for me, it's like I always experience that, but I never allow that to be what I'm thinking about when I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm letting it rip, you know, and it's like, you know, one of the things, I had a situation, Tyrese called me one time, and he was pissed. He had some meeting, and he's like, man, you know, what I got to do, you know, to walk in these rooms, and they stop looking at me like just some nigga walking into the room. And I said, well, you got to stop thinking of yourself as some nigga walking into the room, mm-hmm. you know? And to me, that's how I look at it. It's like, I'm the best, right? So it would behoove you to hire me. You know, it would be you should behoove yourself.
Right, exactly.
You know, but so it's like for me, I know what I'm bringing, and it's okay for me when other people don't know, because you may not know today, but you're gonna know tomorrow, and you probably should try not to know too late. You know,
based on a true story.
Yes, sir.
You know, on all digital platforms. So, is it safe to say, right? Because I've heard Jeff say this, and me and Jeff talk pretty frequent at this point. Jeff said to me that actually acting was your first love. Like, that it was really the acting part. Like, rapping was just a tool but you always had to set your mind, I'm going to be this biggest star. Yeah. And so that's true. So now that's your first love, and rapping is the second love.
So it's not acting as much as my first love as storytelling was my first love, right? So, you know, all of the titles of our first records, Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble, mm-hmm. and Parents Just Don't Understand, and I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson. It's all like, I was a storyteller. So right. I based my style on Grandmaster Caz from the Cold Crush 4, mm-hmm. and he was a storyteller.
Exactly.
Right? So, you know, even I was talking earlier about Brand New Funk. It's like, it was kind of an accident the way that it happened. Mm-hmm. One day I was rapping, and on the beat, Jeff was backing me up, and all of a sudden he brought in a cut, and I dropped my microphone and said, what the? Right, so that's a story, right? So my skill set is storytelling. So because I tell stories, when we would shoot a video, it demanded some form of acting. It's not just performing. It was theatrical. Mm-hmm. So it demanded acting. So I loved the telling of a story and the performing of the story in a way that would move people. And so I think I'm much more naturally an actor and a storyteller, and the music demands more work, right? It's like, this is the first time that I've really focused on my poetry, where every single line of this album is exactly what I wanted to say.
Listen, I'm going to go back a little bit.
I'm just saying, be careful, because I could go back on you too, Kev. So I'm just saying.
You keep trying to turn this
I'm just saying.
No, you keep trying to turn this into me. It's not about me. You know what I mean? It's not about me. And you and Jeff was, when you got the call, and I'm pretty sure y'all was signed to, I think, Rush Management at the time. Mm-hmm. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. When y'all went on that stage, was it ever a time that it was competition? Like, meaning that, okay, even though Run DMC might have been the headliner, y'all like, listen, we gotta rip this thing down. Like, was it pressure? And then when y'all was doing y'all thing, did you feel like, and not no names, I don't want you to go. Did you feel like a lot of people, it was a little bit of like, a little bit of like, damn, these Philly guys are crazy because I'm getting to something. I just want you to answer that first.
Yeah, so being from Philly, we got no respect in New York back then. Yeah, they was like no respect.
I've been saying this. I've been saying
it was
this.
No respect, So it was like everything we got, we had to earn, And it was the first thing was when Jeff won the battle for world supremacy,
yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was like, a Philly DJ won a strictly New York competition, right? So that was giant.
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond that, when we went on tour, it was funny. It wasn't like, it's always competition. You put people on stage together, it's always competition. But like the most personal was probably me and L.
Ooh.
Me and LL, like me.
Give me a story. I need
battled
to know.
with everything, like everything. It was like, if it wasn't, we just push-ups. Like, who can throw a cup into another cup? Who can, the New Yorkers, they played CeeLo, right? So they did that thing with the 3 dice, right? So we're doing gambling. Like me and L, it was like we couldn't just sit down and just have a conversation. It always turned into some kind of competition with me and L.
So when you see L now, does he be like, yo, we can battle?
No. Listen. Man, listen, I bet you what, he gonna win the push-up battle. I saw L like about 6 months ago. L is diesel. I was like, damn. He kept it going in a different way that I didn't keep it going. But L is the truth, man.
Well, I was gonna ask you, man, I want, like, you, I gotta say this. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
You look great. You look great.
No, I'm saying.
I want to. What are you doing? Like,
yeah.
Is
no,
it a forever
I'm just
young?
saying,
Is it a forever young pill? What is it? What's going on?
I mean, I could tell. I saw you was looking at me. I saw you was looking at me. I saw you. I was gonna say something, but your son is here, so I didn't. I was like,
this guy, double pause, triple pause.
I'm just saying,
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying you look great.
Yeah, I'm trying to hang on. Trying to. I mean, you look very handsome yourself too today, Kev.
You know what? Now this interview's about to stop.
You look pretty attractive. Your glasses are quite.
So I know I'm saying like I'm pretty because.
No, I'm trying to.
No, I'm ready to get to something.
It's just the finest nuts and berries. It's the juices and berries.
No, because you were on a video and you had gained some weight. Everybody gains weight during the holidays, whatever. And you was like, yo, well, this is crazy. I watch everything you do. I think I know. So he's like, no. And then I seen another video. You were just going crazy. But it seems like you really know how to, keep it off. Like you're disciplined.
No, listen. Once because I'm over 50 now. And when you start
I
going
ain't say that.
Yeah.
I ain't saying that.
Man, no, but it's like them doctors start telling, and as black men, we got to be extra careful too. It's like it's some real stuff that'll start sneaking up on us, right? So, to me, it's really critical, important. I want to be here for a minute. So, I've been taking it really seriously to stay in good condition.
Some people would say, because now the new thing is Ozempic. Some people say, hey, Will, just jump on this Ozempic.
Man, please.
He's like, nah, right? That ain't it, right?
No, in 10 years, people going to be like, they're going to be growing something out the side of their neck that they didn't think was going to. I'm like, no. How about we jog?
Mm-hmm.
How about we eat right and work out a little bit?
Listen, I'm not going to hold you too much. I know you got 1,000 things to do. I always wanted to, and I had this opportunity now to ask you, I think, and I'm pretty sure you and Jay-Z, y'all do business together. Yeah. How did, when he called you, did you say, this ain't Jay-Z? Because when somebody called, hey, hang up the phone. Yeah. How did that whole thing come about? And
Now, it's funny. We started working together. The first time we did something together, there was a Broadway play called Fela, based on the Nigerian singer Fela Kuti. And so we did that alongside, both of our companies did it together, and it 12 Tony, nominations, the most, that anything had received. So whenever interactions are fruitful, you try to keep it going. So we've done 5 or 6 things together, more as producers. But yeah, it's been a great business relationship.
You have accomplished everything. You've got a great family. You have money. You have.
I'm very, very handsome, apparently.
I see. Yeah. Here we go.
No, I'm looking. I'm saying what you said.
I didn't say you. I know. I never said you was handsome.
You was thinking it.
No, I didn't think. No, I did not. No,
yes.
I'm strictly Clitley. Yeah. Let's get that right. I am strictly Clitley. I love women. Love them. Don't disrespect anybody.
Yeah,
I gotta clear that up.
Your son is like, oh, tragedy. he's like, I'm gonna have to deal with this in the street, Dad.
Yo, man,
for sure.
Yo, listen, is there anything? This guy is crazy. He's still the same, man. I love that. Is there anything else that you would want to accomplish that you haven't? Is there anything on the bucket list? Like, 'cause you have everything.
It's funny. It's I feel like I have done everything materially that I want to do. Mm-hmm. This next phase of my life, I feel like the unity of people. Like I'm feeling inspired with a kind of a global vision of through arts and through entertainment and through global collaboration to like bring people together. When I look at the world, I'm seeing like a lot of people are fighting right now, So I'm like, how can I be a voice and an energy of understanding and compassion between people? Been spending a lot of time in the Middle East, getting a comprehension of the Middle East as Saudi Arabia is starting to open up, the region is starting to open up, and there's like thousands of years of stories that have gone unmined, mm-hmm. right? So I have a vision. I went to Brook, so I have a vision of setting up a lab in Brook that connects to other schools around the world.
Oh, okay.
Right, so the kids can create and interact mm-hmm. with other students around the world. So this phase of my life is about human connection and healing.
Got you. Couple more things. I'm gonna let you get out of here.
You said that was the last one.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You
I didn't say it was the last
you
one. I didn't say that. No, you said that. I didn't say that. You're still trying to interview me.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I thought you said this was the. Because I gave a big answer because I thought it was the last one.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
Are you really trying to get out of here?
We can keep going. Just if you edit it, just put it at this next answer because it's smaller. Put it before the last one.
You trying to cut me?
No. I'm not ready. No, never. I will sit here all day with you, Kev.
Charlie ain't having that.
Right?
Charlie's not having that. Acting, right? Yeah. So you've played a lot of roles, right? Mm-hmm. And you might think I'm crazy.
Nope. Never.
Well,
that.
first of all, has it ever been?
I thought you was crazy when we were young. I think
you keep trying to go when we were young.
You got sane. Like you're really sane and stable. You got kids.
How was I when I was young? Yeah. No. How was I when I was young? You tell them. How was I?
You didn't speak to me a lot when we were young, Kev. I'm keeping it real. Kev. I wasn't even going to bring it up.
No, bring it up. Boy, you got the floor.
You was like,
you got the floor.
He was Cosmic Kev.
Go ahead.
He was Cosmic Kev, so he couldn't speak to me when I came in. Because Cosmic Kev was too big to speak to me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's how it was. You speak to Jeff.
You
speak to Jeff. You know what I'm saying?
No, I spoke to you.
You was like,
yo, was I really that bad? Was I really that bad?
I mean, it was probably because I was from Winfield or something like that.
Because Uptown the best town. You already know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's
Uptown the best town. You know that, right?
That's what your mouth say.
Listen, has there ever been a role that's been presented to you that you turned down? You're like, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah. No, it's been a couple I've been like, I can't do that. I turned down a couple I shouldn't have turned down, but it's definitely been some ones. Oh man, I can't say, like a character will say something or like there's a scene in there where I'm like, yeah, nah, But for the most part, I've made all the movies that I wanted to make. I've talked about The Matrix being the one that got away. But other than that, I feel really good about the things I've chosen and my contribution to global cinema. I still feel like my best is yet to come. I've opened up spaces in me that I think I'll be like I haven't been on camera yet with this new energy and new ideas. So I'm looking forward to see. I really believe this is about to be the greatest creative period of my entire career.
I want to see you. I gotta watch my words because you might think I'm something crazy. I would like to see you act.
Yes.
You've done a lot of acting, but I'm gonna just use Denzel, right? Mm-hmm. Denzel always played the good guy. He's always been the good guy. I feel like you've always been a good guy.
Yep.
When Denzel changed his role in Training Day,
yeah, man,
I loved it.
Yes.
I want to see you in that light.
Yeah, no, definitely.
No, I'm talking about cold. Now, you may say you the cold killer in Bad Boys.
Yeah, no,
but it's like Bad
that's
Girl.
different.
But
No,
I want to see you like talk crazy and get him out of there.
Yeah, no, I want one. I definitely.
You got to do that.
I'm looking at a couple. I got a couple. I just want it to be shocking when people, when I do that role, I want it to be like, yo, because like when Denzel in Training Day, it was like, yo. It's like, yo, he looked like he ain't gonna get redeemed by the end. Damn, he looked like he just gonna stay the course. But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking for those things to really like stretch and expand, and I want to shock people on the screen.
Okay, I want my producer's credit, by the way.
Yeah, you in? I got you.
I want executive producer's credit. Okay.
Executive producer, Cosmic.
Listen,
Strictly Skills. Kev.
Are we going to see a Jazzy Jeff, Will Smith tour? Y'all been saying it. Y'all been teasing. Yeah. You keep saying it. I don't believe you.
Yeah, we need more people. We definitely going. What we definitely going to do for sure. Whatever it's going to be, we're going to kick it off in Philly. Okay. So that's what's real.
All right.
We getting on stage straight up old school style. Nobody gets in the building unless they wear what they had on.
Oh, okay. Back in
the day,
time.
you got to wear what you would have wore back in the day.
Sure.
I've always had a vision of that, like where I want like parents to come with their kids, right, to see the show, but the parents have to wear what they would have worn when they were their kids' age, right? So the parents are dressed in the Adidas suits and the gazelles and all of that. I just think that could be like just a really fun, because we talk crazy about what our kids wearing, because I've talked crazy about some of the stuff Jaden be wearing. And then one day he just texted me a picture of me on Fresh Prince.
Lit you up. Fried you. You was fried. You was fried.
I had on a Sixers. It was like a crop top. I was like, what? Who let me wear that? It was like a cut off T-shirt. I was like,
nasty work.
It was nasty work.
Nasty.
And I was like, where was Charlie? He ain't say nothing about that.
Charlie was out the limo already. He was going somewhere.
But yeah, no, I had some wild stuff on Fresh Prince.
Look, man, I know you gotta go. I thank you for coming through.
Appreciate you, brother.
We got it. So I'm gonna say this. I'm a little mad at you right now. You wanna know why?
Why?
I was trying to get some bars out of you. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's okay.
So thanks,
man. No. Because I know you're coming back to Philly.
Okay, yes, exactly.
So guess what?
Yes.
Guess what?
What?
Put me on the itinerary. You're going to do that.
Absolutely.
Are you sure?
You got sure.
If you're scared of the dog. Because I see you. Look, I see you on Instagram.
We could Zoom or something like that, when we get a free moment.
Okay, we can make that happen.
We can definitely make that happen.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All
right, man. You already know what it is, man.
Appreciate you.
Album in store right now, man. Based on a true story. My man Will Smith. It's 9-9.